Bronny James is the worst player in the NBA by far.
Bronny over Dane Goodwin. Another one just a little strong for Bronny. Arms. Step back, long two.
Klay Thompson is awful.
Thompson misses. He's 0 for 9 here so far.
Lately, we've been hearing about all of those topics or seeing them in headlines, and in some ways, it feels like the NBA is letting us down.
Bronny has earned this.
Again, that said, it's obviously only the start of the season, so we can't say all of these factors are permanent. Anything could change, but with the way things are looking right now,
Corner, James, airball.
is there anything we can look forward to?
Couldn't ask for a better start.
Keep watching to find out. Let's be real. Since the 2024 NBA draft, the conversation of Bronny James not being ready for the league has been non-stop.
I think he should be in the G League. He's not ready to play in the NBA right now.
After playing for only 3 minutes on opening night against the Timberwolves, it's clear the Lakers are still treading waters with Bronny. That said, it was still a historic moment as Bronny and his father stepped on the court together as the first father-son duo in NBA history.
History tonight. The first father-son duo to play together in an NBA game.
For the rest of opening week against the Suns and then against the Kings, he didn't play at all. It was also mentioned during opening week that Bronny would split his time up between the Lakers and G League team after the Lakers complete their 5-game trip. What most people may not know is that this was JJ Redick's plan from the start. The plan for Bronny to move between the Lakers and South Bay has always been the plan since day one. General manager Rob Pelinka and I have talked about that. LeBron's talked about that. All of this clearly makes sense at this point because as of right now, the track record isn't great for Bronny. During the summer league, he only produced an average of 8 points per game in the 4 games he played. Moving into the preseason, over the course of 6 games, he averaged about 4 points per game. In the first 4 games, he only scored 4 points in total, which was quite alarming, shooting only 2 for 16 from the field and 0 for 7 in three-pointers. That said, Bronny did show up by his last preseason game against Golden State, playing most of the game and putting up 17 points.
Lakers, Bronny James gets inside. Sweet move with the left hand.
So I mean, there's a glimpse of light to see, but still not enough to maintain at the level he's playing at. And this is why so many people think Bronny just isn't ready yet. Some are even stating that he's been set up for failure. The biggest question at this moment is, was drafting Bronny a mistake? Did he truly earn his place in the NBA, or was it handed to him?
Bob and I did not give Bronny anything. Bronny has earned this.
After coming off a year of college ball where he barely averaged 5 points per game, to make such a fast jump to the NBA raised some eyebrows. Now don't get me wrong, we're not denying Bronny's dream to play in the NBA. We're just saying, is right now the time for him? Even prior to his final college year, we already know about the cardiac arrest Bronny suffered. But he came back in 5 months to play college ball. Again, was even coming back at 5 months too soon for him? Now fast forward over the last few months playing in the summer league and preseason, it just doesn't seem like Bronny has gotten any better. So now he's left with struggling to perform and being criticized by everyone on his journey. He has a long way to go before he can truly prove himself to just be efficient in this league. But you know who did prove themselves and is now facing all the criticism? Klay Thompson. I mean, let's be real. He was fully disrespected by the end of his time with Golden State. Numerous reports mentioned how miserable he was last season, as it felt like the team threw him to the curb. But during the preseason, again, just a reminder that yes, it was only the preseason, Klay's numbers weren't looking too good.
Pops himself free and now has a chance for a three.
In fact, even Bronny James put up more points than Klay did in the preseason. That said, Bronny did play 6 games while Klay only played 3. Anyway, moving on. During the 3 games Klay played, he put up only 21 points in total. He shot 7 for 29 from the field and then 6 for 18 from the 3-point line. But what really stood out was against the Clippers. Klay was stone cold, playing 21 minutes and not putting up a single point all game. So with all that said, people were throwing comments like, "Thank you Warriors for letting him go. Lakers dodged a bullet. He'll regret leaving the Warriors, mark my words." Now don't hold your breath on that because during his season debut with the Mavs,
The fake 3, and he goes for the mid-ranger.
Klay went off on the Spurs,
More shots than San Antonio, and 3 more free throws. Klay
putting up 22 points, shooting 6 for 10 from the 3-point line,
moving in the corner. Klay Thompson with a beautiful stroke
and setting the record for the most threes in a Mavs debut.
Thompson from Doncic.
Well, now we
Another
have
3.
The way people have underestimated Klay already is just weird. But you know who hasn't? Luka Doncic. What I loved about this game was Luka's faith in Klay. Check out these 2 plays. On this first one, Luka passes to Klay,
Nice defense. Thompson all day to fire.
and then immediately starts running back and cheering like Klay already made the shot.
Looking at you and I, talking about what time is y'all's flight on Southwest
But if
tonight?
you look closely, he hasn't even shot the ball yet. On this next play, the same thing happens.
How you regard him.
Thompson from Doncic.
You can see Luka not turning as fast, but his hand gestures are already calling the shot as he continues to walk back court. So if we're being honest, regardless of how this season goes for Klay, he doesn't need to prove himself at all. The fact that this dude tore his ACL, came back and then tore his Achilles right after, and then officially comes back, averages 20 points per game in the 32 games he played, and finishes the season with his 4th NBA championship is nothing short of a miracle. Sure, this isn't the same Klay Thompson from 2015, but the criticism he's facing today just doesn't make sense. After all Klay Thompson gave to the Warriors, it's hard to believe things ended this way. Despite always stating his loyalty to Golden State, the business side of things didn't line up with what Klay wanted. Even after battling multiple injuries and helping bring another championship to the team, Klay never received the respect or recognition he truly earned and deserved. While at the time, players like Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond Green got paid, Klay was left without the support he deserved, making his exit all the more painful. The Warriors could have argued they offered him 2 years for $48 million, but when you have other vets getting paid way more who haven't even done half of what Klay did in his career so far, it just didn't line up. And now with a Western Conference that's just getting heavier with the Wolves, OKC, and the Nuggets, Dallas is going to need a team to compete. Speaking of the Western Conference, there are 2 players who have made a solid impression already and are definitely giving us something to look forward to this season. The first is Victor Wembanyama. This man put in work during the offseason as he gained 25 pounds. Now I know some people are saying that's impossible, so to save the argument, even if it's not 25 pounds, he's put on a substantial amount of weight. Now the 2024 Rookie of the Year is projected for the best odds to win the 2025 Defensive Player of the Year.
The screen, the drive. Oh, it's knocked away by Wembanyama.
On top of that, every expert according to CBS Sports is rooting for Wemby as well. Last season, he averaged 3.58 blocks per game. This season's predictions are that he'll average at least 4 blocks per game, and the last person to do this was the late, great Dikembe Mutombo back in the 95-96 season. Now, the hope for this season with the CP3 addition is that the Spurs will improve or absolutely flunk the season again, and maybe have better odds at potentially becoming a top draft pick and acquiring Cooper Flagg. But that's another conversation for another time. Now, the second player is likely someone you didn't see coming,
Has it, the C-Spark kick out.
and is currently the shortest player in the league at 5'8", and he comes all the way from Japan, Yuki Kawamura.
Kawamura creating space on hooks.
This guy is in his first season in the NBA, and let me tell you, he's already making more highlight passes than a lot of players make in their whole career. He's literally a wizard with the ball, let me show you. In the preseason against the Pacers, Yuki makes a drive from the corner, and it seems like he doesn't stand a chance toward the net, and also seems to be just running across the paint.
Into the lane. Oh, what a pass to Jay Huff!
But then out of nowhere sends a no-look pass to Jay Huff and absolutely stuns the defense. Like this sent Ja Morant out of his seat. Now this guy isn't done with the Pacers just yet. At this point he's got the whole team shaking in their shoes. On this play, Yuki drives from the top of the 3 and creates a distraction with pretty much the whole team focused on him. But notice Jay Huff wide open at the corner.
Kawamura off the bounce against Swider. A no-look, an open Huff.
Yuki sends a semi-no-look pass since it looks like he's looking at Miye Oni, and it's an easy 3-pointer for Huff. Let's walk through one more.
Has it head of the key. Yuki drives inside.
Against the Bulls, Yuki sits at the top of the 3. He's clearly quick on his feet, so he wastes no time making a drive to the paint. He's got Matas Buzelis guarding him, and again, while this man is running around, all eyes are on him. He draws in 3 players while Jalen Wells just waits for the pass and then makes the layup. This guy is so good at creating distractions that it's hard to tell what he'll do, and in this case, he uses his height difference to his advantage. The Grizzlies need some depth on their team this year. They're already struggling with outside shooting as they finished last in the league on average points per game last year, and also struggling to remain healthy, so hopefully they can pick it up this year. This guy is an amazing playmaker and currently on a 2-way contract, so hopefully he'll be able to grow and become effective in his rookie season.
Skyhawks. And now Barry.
Killer, no good. Taps the rebound out. Kawamura has it. Right back inside. Another attempt.
Players out there.
Kawamura, oh, nicely done. Back to Jay Huff for the reverse.